we head from Miami over the pond to the land of pizza, pasta, and breaking the hearts of the Tifosi every single year. It's Imola, and it's lights out and away we go for episode 176 of the Eating Asphalt podcast. Arrivederci, friend.
Arrivederci. Molto
Yeah, dude.
bene, pizza pasta.
Now you're in trouble. You always talk Spanish to me. Welcome to the Thunderdome, friend.
Lay some Italian on us, dude.
Yeah, pizza, pasta, lasagna, ravioli, cannoli,
That means
gelato.
that means we're very excited for this weekend of Formula One.
Thank you for interpreting that. Yep. All right. Yeah. As Ian said, we are in Imola. Fantastic track, world renowned, one of my favorite tracks, and the home race of my favorite team. So I'm pretty excited for this week. And having a week off, I tend to forget. I'm going to probably mention this later in my gambling hint, but I tend to forget how sad this team makes me when I have a week off.
Yeah, yeah. But now you're
Because I'm
back.
pretty pumped right now, dude. I'm pretty fucking pumped.
Now you're back and ready for another beatdown. And
Yeah, no, but until then, I feel like things probably have been changed and figured out.
dude, Frank Vasseur's got your back. That's if there's one thing I know about him, he's got some upgrades this time. The other times didn't count, but this time he's got upgrades and they're going to be incredible.
This is the upgrade that they've been talking about for 6 weeks.
Yeah, here it comes, baby. Tifosi in your face. Time to do it.
We waited and we waited and we get a new pope, we get a new car.
Yeah.
This is our time. So on this episode of the podcast, we have our sectors. Ian's going to do the Emilia-Romagna Grand Preview, our country fun facts, and then our race predictions and gambling. So let's get right on to the Grand Preview by Ian. But before we get there, we have an ad at the very beginning of our race or our podcast. This part of the podcast is brought to you by Hooters. Hooters has always loved watching Formula One and the special it brings. We especially love the big, tight, voluptuous wheels, the porpoising, or what we call it, the bouncy, bouncy fun time, and watching someone get covered in sticky liquid while they jump up and down at the end of a race celebrating. Many of these traits are also big traits too for Hooters and the Hooters fans, which is why we went in on the action. Hooters is officially putting our name in the hat to be the 12th team to join Formula One. We have the biggest hearts you will ever see, and we want to show you how big they really are. We have already a handshake agreement with some elite staff, including a current top-tier principal who may be getting canned in the next few months. We don't want to name names, but let's just say he likes spicy girls, and he just likes a lot of girls outside of Spice Girls. So that's pretty excited. No names. We're going to keep it down to ourselves. Our chief strategy role, we also have none other than legend himself, Hooter fanatic John Gruden. He may know nothing about Formula One, but there's no way he can do worse than the Ferrari strategists. And he has that spunk. So I feel like this is going to be a really good hire. To follow out our racing drivers, we are still working on that at the moment. We're thinking maybe Antonio Cromartie could be a two-way athlete. This guy loves Hooters based off of the number of children he has. The last person I think we're going to throw in the ring is Nikita Mazepin, just because he probably likes Hooters, honestly. And that does it for our spiel to the FIA. We're going through the ENSFL podcast to present our initial findings of joining as a 12th team in Formula One. And that is all. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Hooters. Let's get into the Emilia-Romagna Grand Preview. All right. In Emilia-Romagna, the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari is where we host the Formula One AWS Gran Premio del Made in Italy del Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix 2025. Say that 6 times fast. We've only raced this Grand Prix as we know it since 2020. I say as we know it because this used to be the site of the Italian Grand Prix or the San Marino Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix in 1980, San Marino in 1981 to 2006. We've raced here every year since 2020, though, except for 2023. If you remember, some really bad flooding caused a cancellation of the Grand Prix. So, of the 4 races we've had, Lewis Hamilton, 2020, first maiden victory at this Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And then since then, it's been the Max Verstappen show with the Flying Dutchman bringing home all of the remaining 3 races in 2021, 2022, and 2024 last year. So unlike most major international circuits, Imola runs in a counterclockwise direction. So you are going to be hearing that a lot. For some reason, this is like announcers get excited to say this no less than 50 times on a broadcast. It just breaks their brains. And they're just like, well, yeah, well, this is different because it's counterclockwise, works different muscles. I know you turn the car right and you turn the car left. They're still the same G-force, but this is different this time. Now, the track itself, pretty diverse in what it offers. It's not a very long track. It's one of the shorter tracks, and it has 19 turns in it. So there's only space for one DRS zone. It's a little bit of a hilly track. This part of Italy is pretty hilly, so a good amount of elevation change in Italy. You're just going to have a bunch of natural beauty all around it. This is a very beautiful track in Emilia-Romagna. Some turn to look out for, or area to look out for, I should say, Tamburello. This is turns 2, 3, and 4 is what they call Tamburello. Sort of the first, interesting little divot, like high-speed corner that the drivers are going to see. So turn 1 is a very slight bend to the right, and then Tamburello is the first sort of maneuvering that the drivers are going to have to do on their laps. As far as weather, Saturday is going to be 69 degrees, and Sunday we have 72 degrees, but it is projecting a little bit of rain on Sunday. That could change. We're recording this on Tuesday, so that could change throughout the week, but we might get a little bit of rain here, Marco. Rain equals chaos, chaos equals fun. We're happy to have that. So that is the Grand Preview for the Emilia-Romagna, or sorry, that is the Grand Preview for the Formula One AWS Grand Premio dell'Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix 2025.
Thank you very much. I do see, before we move on from this, a pretty fantastic what this track looks like.
Oh, yeah. This track is a duck. I mean,
Yeah.
if you squint your eyes a little bit, it's a duck. It's a duck facing to the right. And I think I nailed it with that picture. We will put that in. And
Did you AI that picture?
no, I didn't.
I mean, that's a pretty ideal spot for that duck. That specific duck, I will fully agree, looks like the track for sure.
If I showed you my search history right now on Google, I'm trying to look for it and go back.
Brother, I know no one wants to see your search history.
Okay. What I was searching was like duck in water, facing right, head tilted slightly up. And it gave me this perfectly.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but here we go. There's a duck. That's what the track looks like. Duck in the water, facing to the right, head tilted up. And there's your Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix track.
Spot on. All right, let's move on to our country fun facts. All right, country fun facts. Ian, would you try your best to trick me?
I will. I feel like we started the season with me getting you pretty well, and then it's completely turned over the last two races or so. So here's my comeback, or my attempt at a comeback. I have the telephone, I have mouth disease, and dog walking. Telephone, mouth disease, dog walking. Number 1, the telephone. Antonio Meucci is the true inventor of the telephone. Meucci is believed to have developed an early version of the telephone in the 1840s, but due to financial constraints, he couldn't secure a patent, and his invention was overshadowed by Alexander Graham Bell. So, real inventor of the telephone in Italy. Number 2, mouth disease. Everyone knows Italians talk with their hands, but the true genesis of this is thought to be in 1680s, a variant of what is now the hand, foot, and mouth disease plagued Rome, causing difficulty for the Italians to speak en masse. This is believed to have started the very animated way of speaking that is recognized by the Italian people today. Exactly, a lot of this. I heard you,
Makes a lot of sense.
being an Italian, you came out of the womb. They were like, what's
Hey,
and the friends was like,
hey,
hey, Maron.
wow, wow.
Lastly, dog walking. Walking your dog in Turin is not only encouraged, it is mandated. So pets walking, there's a law that you must walk your dog 3 times a day. Failure to do so can result in fines, emphasizing the city's commitment to animal welfare. The telephone, mouth disease, or dog walking.
Dog walking is the lie.
That is the truth.
Dang. Then it's hand, foot, mouth.
Yes, I made that up. I just wanted to pay tribute to the Italian way of speaking.
Seemed good, dude. Seemed too good to be true. You got me.
All right,
All right. Got me. Let's see if I can get him myself. Teachers in my Italy edition. We have tourists, governments, inventions. So tourists, governments, inventions, tourists and video visitors of certain parts of Italy have actually been fined or even arrested for disrespecting Italian food and culture. Reasons like mixing red and white wine together, putting hot water in espressos, and using forks and knives to eat pizza have given people tickets or even sometimes arrested. Government. Since the end of World War II, ended in 1945, obviously, Italy has seen almost 60 governments come and go. Last one, inventions. Just going to list off a bunch of inventions, and you better hope every single one on there is right.
Okay.
Radio, telephone, barometer, calculator, thermometer, espresso machines, glasses, the bank, jacuzzi, batteries.
I mean, we just established that the telephone, you said
Yeah.
telephone in there.
Yeah, that was one of like 12.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hope that the rest of them were. I'm gonna say tourists. The first one is the lie.
Correct.
Yes, he's back on it, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. We're out here. All right, that was a good country fun facts. I feel like we learned and I feel like we educated our listeners. So both thank you, Marco, and you're welcome to the listeners. Let's move on to our predictions and our gambling paddock.
All right, moving on to our predictions and gambling paddock. We have two titans going at it, as we have every year in the race and gambling paddock. I'm 4-8, just over 4 units down, so minus 3.5 units. Ian 3-10, minus 6.25 units. Let's just get into it, I guess,
I'll start. Safety car, obvious here, minus 190. Give me a unit there. Obvious safety car coming. And then fastest qualifier is going to be Oscar Piastri plus 180, and that's 1 unit there. So we're only going 2 units. After this weekend, I'm going to go from 3 to 10 to 5 to 10, at which point I will be able to say that I have only lost 2/3 of my bets.
Right on. I am going to do, it's Claren, been seeing a lot of stuff about these, like magical brake ducts, know how to like cool down in the hottest temperatures of all time. So I'm going to just keep riding this McLaren train. I am going to go Oscar race winner plus 150, Lando top two, minus 275, 2 units there. So I'm playing a little safe here.
That's a big bet on Lando Norris.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's got a really good car. I have faith that he can take that car and get them to that too. My wild card, your wild card, sorry.
My wild card is I want Alonso, who is currently pointless. Pointless is a funny way to. He has no points. I'm going to say I'm going to put him at P8 or better. So going from no points up to 4 points.
I actually would like to retract your change and retraction. I think everyone should call all drivers that don't have any points pointless.
I like that too. All right. So who are the pointless drivers then at the moment? We have Fernando Alonso. We have Liam Lawson, obviously pointless. Jack Doohan, pointless. See you later. And Gabriel Bortoleto.
Mm-hmm. We'll think of a good alliteration for this, right?
Yeah, we will.
Give us a week. We'll give you some really good. My wild card, I'm going to go for a 2 for wild card. 1 on track, 1 off track. Like I said, you give a man a week. Give a man a fish he eats. You give a man a week, and he forgets that Ferrari fuck up every week. Charles Podium, wild card prediction. Also, Horner fired by the next time we podcast.
Okay, fair enough. I think that will happen, but I think you got to get both of them for it to count.
That seems crazy.
You're parlaying them.
Are you do you feel more that positive that Horner's getting canned?
I think he is, yeah. I think he's out of there. I think that's been enough of a circus. And now Red Bull are in a spot where it's like they are obviously just getting held by Max Verstappen and getting put on Max Verstappen's back. They haven't been able to find a second driver that's been worth anything. If Max Verstappen weren't there, which it sounds like he may not be at some point, then it's all going to come crashing down. I think it's a perfect time to make a move and go off of Christian Horner.
Yeah, like the whole timing thing, I think is hard for me to grasp, but they are the kings of not caring about timing.
Yeah. Helmet
So
Marco is why don't they just clean house? Get rid of Helmet, get rid of Christian, get everybody out of there.
I think he founded Red Bull the way he can get away with everything he says and does.
Yeah, like a
He must have, right?
co-founder. Yeah.
He's like, you know how like you see the Southwest like little napkins, and it's like, oh, we drew this, and that's like the first idea of Southwest. I think he drew the can. And they're like, all right, I guess you're part of it. I guess I don't know. You can say anything you want and be as mean as possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's leave it there. We will see everybody on the other side of the Formula One AWS Gran Premio del Made in Italy dell'Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix 2025. See you, assholes.
Assholes.
See ya. Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
I used to say I lived my life a quarter mile at a time. And I think that's why we were brothers. Because you did too.